Welcome back to the Midnight Release, where we are the Michelin Star of the entertainment industry. For a couple housekeeping things, please subscribe and like, and if you're new, welcome. We're super excited to get this one underway, or at least I am. For those who don't know, we never speak before the episodes, and we just watched the Green Council, House of the Dragon, episode 9, so the penultimate episode. And I am excited to hear what Calvin has to say here. What did you think about the episode?
Why is that?
Why am I excited?
I give. Because
you usually give stupid thought. Just kidding. No.
What?
No, I'm
I do
kidding.
pretty good. I feel like.
You do.
If it's good, I give it's good.
Yeah.
I do have some bias against some things, but come on.
So in the unbiased section, not unbiased, sorry, in the non-spoiler section of the episode where we start off with non-spoilers, what were your thoughts on the Green Council?
I want Kristen Cole to die by 10 dragons all at once. And I felt this way for the past 5-6 episodes. And he didn't really, it's not like he was a huge part of the episode. I just kind of like to point that out. Every time we do this episode of House of the Dragons, he does something that I want to kill him even more.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope for him. I continue. Yeah, it gets worse every time.
Yeah. But no, this episode was very good. I think it beat the last episode in my eyes.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It was slower.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh.
Wait, no, you think it was better than the last one? Oh, that's hard. That is hard to say, man.
No, it's hard, and the main reason I'm giving it, we didn't even have a few of the main actors or characters weren't in this episode. It was mainly about the high towers, and I thought Alicent, that actress, did such a good job. She murdered this episode in my eyes. Yeah. Such a good job with trying to play the friend and doing the wishes of her husband, but then realizing that her dad is kind of right, on the whole protecting the son and just I don't know, man. It was such a good episode in my eyes. The way they ended it, which I have questions when we get to that point. We'll have some more questions and debate about that, but
yes.
Everything was just so, and the beauty of it is we always talk about this series being super fast paced, correct? It passes 10 years and we go back into it.
Yeah, fast paced in terms of just timeline, though.
Yeah, just timeline.
Yeah.
But this one was so fast paced, faster than any other episode in my eyes, because everything had to be done quick, from the time of Viserys' death in the last episode to trying to get this figured out with who's going to be the next ruler, everyone's basically on this time crunch of trying to get this going. So it just felt super fast paced, even though it was a slower episode, not much action, not much, fighting, war, whatever. But
yeah. Well, yeah. So reading some reviews and whatnot, people said it's slow. But I'm with you, actually. I felt like this episode was kind of fast-paced because so many of these scenes, there was this momentum to the scene that made it, it felt pushed to me. For example, there's a scene where Rhaenys is in a crowd of people. And just like the vibe of, just that scene is a good representation where things just felt rushed. And not rushed in a bad sense, but in a good sense, where I was like, something bad's gonna happen. Like, kind of you feel like the water boiling over.
Yeah.
So I agree. Yeah, Green Council was super good. I would say, top 3 episode of the season, maybe top 4. I feel like this is kind of my thought when I was trying to think of a score and review and just think about the whole episode. This show really is. It's really hard to quantify everything in the show because I feel like the show really is on a plateau in a good sense where every episode is as good as the last and it's just very consistent. And again, I feel like this show is very good, I don't think it's great yet. I don't think it's a great show. I think it's very good though, and it's just every episode has just been very good, and that's kind of been my thoughts on this. Yeah. It's kind of cool with Rings of Power. This week as well, we got the villain was fully announced, and this episode, I feel like the villain is fully displayed as well in this one. So in both shows, we get our villain that's fully displayed, who I hate. I mean, Sauron's a cool villain. In this one, I won't say, but yeah, now we know exactly what is the crutch of everything. Because with last episode, it was like, okay, things are kind of changing. The landscape of things, when we found out, is all kind of a misinterpretation of Viserys' words. And it's just nice. Okay, we know who is really pushing everything. It's all because of him. And let's see. Yeah, freaking good. So, get into the news of the episode. So one of the headlines I saw that I wanted your thoughts. And because I feel like it was a stupid headline. But who's worse? Aegon, Alicent, or Otto?
Aegon, Alicent, or Otto. Is that all it said?
Yeah, so the headline said, okay. Yeah, who's worse? And I feel like this is a very stupid headline.
Well, yeah, because it's Otto, right?
It's obviously Otto, yeah. Aegon is stupid, but he's not that bad. I mean, he's bad. But yeah. Alicent's not terrible anymore, as we once thought. And Otto is pure carnage.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I don't want to say too much until we get to the non-spoilers, or to the spoilers.
Yeah. But yeah, Otto. Easy. So, then, I'm not sure who this guy is. Do you know who John Oliver is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that like a...
He's the night show.
Late night host
I've never heard
host, dude.
I don't think I've ever heard of him, but... So he he gave a little jab at Hot D, and he said it's genuinely hard to watch. Now, he's not talking about quality. He's talking about lighting. So it's kind of like...
Okay. I mean, I can understand that.
So
Is that just clickbait? Because that's 100%. I would have clicked on that.
Oh, yeah.
If I saw that going through my feed.
Yes.
House of the Dragon is so hard to watch. Uh-huh. Well, come to find out, it's just the lighting is too.
Yeah, so I always freaking watch this show at night on a QLED 4K TV. So it's usually harder for me to watch it, but a lot easier than probably most people. But this time, I watched this episode during the daytime, since I'm working night shifts now, and I genuinely had a hard time seeing the opening sequences.
You did have. Okay, so you did notice a difference.
Because the light was coming through the window slightly,
yeah.
I had a harder time watching the first third of the episode. I felt like was darker. Yeah. And I was kind of getting annoyed. So I feel with you now. I feel with these people. Well, I think you've had this problem too.
Level. To our peasant level.
I thought we had the same TV or similar.
Well, I have, yeah. I mean, we have a couple TVs that we watch it on, so I kind of switch back and forth. So, the one episode with Aemon going after his dragon, during the funeral episode.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
That was.
I could see why that would be hard.
But,
I was fine that one, but
yeah,
it's it is a interesting question to ask, like why the directors the editors, right? They edit it after the production, and why they're greenlit on making it so dark,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a certain level you can go down to prove that it's dark and be fine and show that it's dark. I don't get why they have to go that extra level purpose, honestly.
Yeah. No, I got you.
It's kind of annoying.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. But so I saw a picture going back into editing, since we're on the topic of editing. I saw someone made a picture showing like before the editing process and then after. And yeah, obviously the editing makes it all processed and looks visually like portrait, like a portrait. But honestly, the non-edited version, like just straight off the camera when they're showing that picture compared to the production, the end product, I honestly like the camera version better.
Oh, okay.
And I think it kind of gives me like pubescent Game of Thrones vibes. It kind of gives me Lord of the Rings vibes. I like a non-produced visual picture because it makes me feel like I'm in the world and it feels more real to me.
Yeah.
The way that, especially the Rings of Power, everything's so highly produced that it feels like you're watching a movie. While when you're watching Lord of the Rings, everything feels real, like you're into it. And I feel like that way with Game of Thrones. I feel like Game of Thrones is a little bit less produced and it looks better than putting all this money into making. I don't know. I just need to show you a picture because I feel like you don't understand, or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't agree, but let's see if I can find one. I can't. I don't think I saved it, and there's probably nothing on Google. So
yeah,
freak. Well, anyways, it's just another thing that bugs me slightly, and it doesn't bug me when I'm just watching the show, but when I look back on it, it's annoying slightly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we go into the scores, I guess, if you have nothing else to say.
We're good.
IMDB gave this the third highest episode at 9%. I mean, sorry, out of 9 out of 10, which is awesome. And the show has an 8.6 total. Continuing through the IMDB, some of the reviews are terrible by people. And I kind of want to go to that. And I was going to bring that up before we got on, so sorry, but I'm going to look at it real quick. So, where's that at? If I go to IMDb, go to your ratings. Wait, where's people's? A lot of people do not like this show. Like, I'm surprised.
Do not like the show in general or this episode?
No, the show in general.
Oh, okay.
I mean, even though, sorry, that's not... People who are willing to put a review down, a lot of them are negative. I mean, I think the user reviews... There's no user review score on IMDb yet, so I don't know what the overall score is. I know what the user score is on Rotten Tomatoes, which is good. But here, okay, so 6 out of 10, what's the rush? 6 out of 10, if Game of Thrones wasn't interesting, this show would suck. 3 out of 10, a high-budget glorified soap opera. 4 out of 10, trashy romance. Trashy romance novel in Game of Thrones packaging. Next one, 4 out of 10, boring, aimless, desperate for attention. 2 out of 10, like watching paint dry.
Really?
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of, like, I would say 65% of the reviews are bad. 4 out of 10, tedious, boring, failing. Let's see, 2 out of 10, and then a disaster. 1 out of 10, nothing but a slow soap opera. So, kind of my thoughts. I understand. I am willing to see their perspective on it. I can see it, but I just don't feel that way at all. Like, anyways, if you've seen any of our other videos, you'll know that I don't feel that way at all. But I can see your point. I can see their points. How it's kind of just like one family. Literally just, it's all. Game of Thrones had a lot of war in it, death, because they were able to show so many sides and people. They were able to make all these things happen that kept it exciting and fast. Since this show's one family, it's pretty soap opera-y, I guess, in a way, where it's just literally the drama between the family. But my prediction is next season will be different. I think it'll be completely different. I think
be 2 families.
Yeah, but more than that. I think so. That's something I wanted to say as well. You in the second episode, you said that this show is going to be 2 seasons long. And that is not true, my friend.
No, I said 3, I thought, at the very beginning of...
No, you said 2. And then George R. R. Martin has said it's going to be 4. And now it's confirmed to be 4 seasons. So the entire landscape of the show has changed to me. Because I was thinking, okay, this is going to be like a short show. We're going to have one season where they're kind of setting up the fight, and then the second season is the fight. No, we got 4 freaking seasons.
Oh, okay.
So this is my prediction. I think seasons 2 through 4 are going to be much more Game of Thrones-esque, where we're going to be able to, I think they're going to spread out their wings. Because we heard in pre-show comments from people that, like, we'd see people like the Starks. We've seen nothing of the Starks. We'd see people like the Lannisters. We've seen a little bit of the Lannisters, but I'm anticipating more. And like they've said, like the Starks are gonna not have that same feel you felt in Game of Thrones. Like they're gonna might be a little evil. So I think seasons 2 through 4, they're really gonna spread their wings, spread the branches, and start involving the people who are taking the sides of this thing and how they come to play, what they do. Which I think the show is going to turn into a great show if they start doing that, and we get all these webs and links to other families and seeing how things come together, having more intrigue with more people. Because it's hard for me to believe that they can have 3 more seasons of just one family without having time jumps. Because the time jumps makes it completely possible, right? It's easy to fulfill all that time, but because now we're pretty much stuck on this time zone. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be, they're going to really spread their wings and show more stuff here. So, yeah, my mind is blown. I think I saw that a few days ago, and I was like, okay, this is an actual show now. It's not like some short, whatever you call those, short series, which is pretty cool. And then if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, so Rotten Tomatoes has this show at 87%, and this episode was at 96%, but they don't have very many people reviewing it yet, so don't trust that yet. But the user review is at 84%.
Okay. So
pretty even there. If you look at Ring of Power, they give it 97%. Sorry, they give the show at 86%, and then they give the user reviews are 35%. So based off the IMDB ratings, I would anticipate the score be lower there, the user ratings, if they ever came out with it. But Rotten Tomatoes is literally sitting still with them as well, which is awesome.
Gotcha.
And that's all I got for news and stuff. Have you seen anything?
No.
Okay.
Nothing new and spectacular.
Yeah. So I guess we can get into it then. That's all. Yep. Yeah. So the beginning was somberful and perfect for me. It started off slow. I liked the kind of tribute to Viserys' death. Even though they didn't show anything, just the vibe of the opening sequence felt like we're in a somber moment for Viserys because he deserves it. And then it quickly goes into the Council of Succession.
Yep.
Which I expected this scene to actually be at the end of the episode, because I knew this would happen based off the last episode's teaser, based off the teaser for this episode. But no, they got right into it. Literally the second thing. Or maybe it wasn't. It was one of the first things, though. I don't remember because I don't have everything put in their timelines, but a little lore. We got the High Garden and River Run are allies to the High Towers. They said, Otto said something about we need to talk to them and get them on our, discuss with them. And I thought that was cool. We got, the High Garden is Olenna, right? From Game of Thrones.
High Garden, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then River Run is the Tully. No. Yeah, that's the Tullys, right?
Ooh, I believe so.
Yeah. It's Catelyn, and isn't it Blackfish and stuff? And then...
House Tully. Yeah, it's the House Tully.
Okay. So then we get Kristen Cole kills Lord Beesbury for defending Viserys based off of... Because Lord Beesbury Beesbury is probably a long friend of Viserys. He knows his true heart and what he feels as someone who's close to him. So he was defending Viserys, saying there's no way that's true. And freaking Kristen throws his face on the ball. So we've always been questioning what these balls are and how important they are. And
they're death balls.
They're death balls. That's how you kill the person who's on. Just kidding. No, I actually just saw something where the writer said it literally is just an attendance ball. And it was a way of showing imagery of, like in the beginning when, what's his name? When Daemon wasn't at attendance of the council, his ball was like really was shown in the middle of the table, like he's not in attendance, to show that he's kind of like distant from the council. So they're just using it as that kind of thing, and they thought it was a cool idea. But yeah, so they actually played a role, which I did not expect. And then we also see some of Otto's true intentions, intentions is the wrong word. We see his heart. He literally is so driven to have his kid become king that he does not care. He just wants to talk about it right now. Because they say, let's move his body. And he's like, no, we will not move it until we finish our discussion, basically. And I kind of was hoping that they'd like just give one little scene of someone like looking over at the body and like kind of like in disgust, like staring at it. But they never really paid back to attention to the body, which was kind of shocking to me. But... And, okay, and then the big thing. So the council has already been planning, not necessarily the death of Rhaenyra and Daemon, but they've been discussing ways to make the king not be Rhaenyra and make it Aegon. Mm-hmm. Which, are we surprised? No. But they never gave us that. They never even, like, gave us a little bit of light in that direction to think that way. So it was shocking to me. That it's like it's already been in place, but we should have known it since Otto was on the throne. Since Alicent and Otto were literally in charge for however long, with King Viserys on his deathbed. But so yeah, we should have known that they got their fingers in there long before this.
Yeah.
And then Otto. Okay, so the biggest scene of the Council of Succession was Otto asking the King Commander to kill Rhaenyra, right? And Daemon.
Yep.
And he refuses, which I expected. He seems loyal to them. But I can't believe he already was... I mean, from their perspective, it makes complete sense. If he succeeded in that, there probably is no show. But, let me see. So, Commander rejects. Yeah. And this is also where we see Alicent. So, Alicent has been on everyone's hot list recently of hatred. But, so she rised very quickly, and now she is quickly plummeting down to someone we actually like. Or at least for me. I don't know about you. Yeah. So.
Are you asking me? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. And,
I mean, yes, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this whole council scene, and it's so sad because we've talked about it before, but I honestly think if her dad wasn't where he was as Hand of the King, and the influence of him and the power he has over her to make her happy, you know, she wants to make him happy and all that junk, I feel like she really would have no issues with Rhaenyra being the queen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I could see it being a way bigger deal to her to not have her son take over if it wasn't for her thinking that Viserys wants her son to be king. You know, I think there would have been a lot more fight between her and Otto to having Rhaenyra as the queen. But the fact that she misunderstood what Viserys was saying, you know, and you can't really dog her for it, honestly, because that's what she heard.
Yeah. So
she thinks that Viserys' last wishes is to have Aegon as the king, which that is 100% what's driving her, right? I don't think it has anything to do with Otto at this point, you know. throughout this episode. I never felt like she was doing it for Otto. It's the fact that she heard Viserys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think her trying to push Aegon to be the king. I mean, obviously that was some of the previous feelings that what her dad was trying to do, but I think in this episode specifically, it was all about the last words that her husband said, the king said, and that's what's driving her.
Yeah.
To get Aegon on the seat, you know.
Yeah. I think Otto's tactics to make Alicent on his side no longer work.
Yeah.
What they once did, because I think she sees after the last episode when the family, their reunion, whatever. I think she saw how Rhaenyra would be if she was queen, and she saw that she would not hurt them if she needed to. So that, it's literally all for Viserys now. I think, you said it. You said it well. So, the next sequence is the seizure of Aegon. We get the whole beast beneath the boards illusion from his wife, and Otto and Alicent. They both do their own. They both do their own tactics to try to get Aegon. And I mean, we saw that Aegon likes to watch kids fight, I guess is what it was, basically.
It sounded like with that whole sequence, it was he liked going to whorehouses, right? He liked going to the brothels, but he hasn't gone for a while, years it sounds like.
Yeah. And
he's turned him, he likes a new type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that watching kids fight?
I guess so, yeah.
So he's becoming more demented and I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Which I've never felt that way with him though, honestly. I felt like they were trying to push it specifically a few episodes before with him just kind of being a dick, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But these last few episodes, I don't think I felt that way until they kind of brought this up because he just seems like he can never impress his dad, which then has him kind of rebel and just, you know, go away, go to brothels, go do stuff that will kind of hurt the family, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never really had him go to lengths of, you know, the whole child ring fighting stuff. But
I mean, I never, it didn't surprise me at all. That's for sure.
Yeah, I got you.
World. I mean, I feel like whorehouses are a standard though in this show. Like if you said someone goes to a whorehouse, I do not think any less of them, really. Because I'm pretty sure Viserys and Daemon in like episode 2 were talking about how they used to go around banging everyone, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because, who are they talking about? Oh, I think they're talking about Rhaenyra, yeah. And they're like, we used to go out and do that. And, I don't know. It's just not really a problem for these characters. But, yeah, the children thing is kind of like the show, they're displaying to us how I feel like his track in life is just going to go downwards. And I'm interested to see how he acts as a king, which would be funny. But
well, do you think it's going to be more? Do you think he's going to be like Joffrey? Because he obviously doesn't want to be a leader. He does not want to be the king. He doesn't want the responsibilities. But once he saw the people cheering for him, you could tell he liked that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if he's going to feed off that and just become a Joffrey, but
I don't know. I just don't see Joffrey in him. Joffrey's his own special kind of evil, you know? I just feel like Aegon's just going to be a bad king, that's all. I don't think it's going to be like Joffrey, but the other big thing we see from the seizure of Aegon is Aemond wants the throne. I honestly thought he was going to stab him when he grabbed him.
Well, this whole episode surprised me that there really was nothing surprising come out of it. I was expecting some massive thing to, you know, someone to die.
Yeah.
And I would have bet money at that one scene where he's telling Aegon that he does not want to be, or Aegon's telling Aemon that he doesn't want to be king, put him on a ship, sail him away, he'll never see him again. I thought he was going to stab him at that moment.
Yeah, me too.
But that look that Aemon had after Aegon got taken away. I mean, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Aemon's gonna kill him, or it's an accidental death, pushing him outside the door, out of a window. I don't know.
And the fact that we actually have 4 seasons, you know, Aegon could be a king for a whole season. Who knows?
Yep.
I would have said, you know, before knowing that, I would have said maybe it's a couple episodes or something. But
yeah.
And okay, Otto the Usurper. So that's this. Otto holds the Shady Council for lords to bend the knee, and basically, if you non-comply, you're gonna die. It's
yeah, basically.
Yeah. So
but we see that people aren't. So this was my question to you, because obviously some of the lords and ladies was very reluctant to bend the knee. Yeah. So do you think it's more of a scared type bending the knee at Otto and what he does, or were they?
I think the majority of them were not scared, but some of them were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, majority wanted Aegon, I think, you know.
Okay.
But then there's those few people who want her as well, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just funny seeing that scene because when Rhaenyra was made, when they bend the knee for Rhaenyra, it was this huge scene. She wore that pretty dress. All those people were in attendance watching the lords bend the knee, and he did this little shady one. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it matters. I feel like he just wants, like, I don't know if it holds any value to the people, but I think it's just another way that Otto can make his case if the problem arises. Like, you know, I had these men bend the knee.
Yeah, it's all about speed in my eyes.
Yeah.
The faster the people of the city see him as the king, the harder it is for him to not become king.
Yep, exactly.
You know?
Yep. Which is what happened to Joffrey, right?
Yeah.
They quickly just... Joffrey's king.
Yep.
So, and then also...
At that point, but with Joffrey, though, there was no debate, right?
No.
Yeah.
They never even let it get to that point.
I'm trying... Yeah.
It could have gone to that point, but Cersei stopped that quick. So, and then Otto's other thing he does
Literally.
Otto's other thing he does as usurper is he locks Rhaenys and keeps her from her dragon. So, this is, I mean, during that Shady Council, I was like, okay, Otto is literally the Cersei of the show. He's the evil. He's the villain of the show. Without Otto, there'd be no issues. I think even with Alicent hearing that from her father, she might not have the guts or the determination to go through with it. Honestly, without Otto also being on her side. But with this part, him locking the princess, Rhaenys, and just literally keeping her prisoner in case in case Rhaenyra comes, that they need her dragon to fight, this was more shocking than the Shady Council. Like, he's literally willing to do, he's gonna do whatever the frick he wants. He's the hand.
Yeah.
He's basically in charge at this point, and he's full throttle, man. I hate Otto, and through what we've seen now, when I look back, Daemon's worries about Otto. The whole time you think Daemon is kind of in the wrong, right? Like when Otto goes and grabs the egg from Daemon, you're like, Otto's in the right. Yeah. But, man, Viserys should have listened to Daemon. It seems like Daemon's been right this whole freaking show, man.
Well, he did initially. He listened to Daemon initially, right? Because he kicked him out, and they got Lord Strong in initially.
That was like episode 4, though.
Yeah. No, I mean,
first 3, he never listened to him.
But it happened. I mean, it happened pretty quick, and then... Obviously, I mean, I don't blame Viserys to go back to Otto after Lord Strong died because he was dying, and get someone in there that is technically your friend, but
no,
I don't know.
No, I think it's stupid.
And there's probably
I need more explanation.
Alicent probably gave him some confidence to bring him in, hand a king. He's already done it before.
I wish Viserys just gave some little speech to some character about it, explaining it, because I just don't see how someone who's backstabbed you all these times, you're willing to actually go back to them, especially when you're in a bad mental and physical state. But whatever. So then we got also another big thing in this is the Alicent is not like her father. So she cries over the king's body. So she actually does care for him in a true sense, as we kind of knew through the way she cares. Like she cared for him, for his physical body.
Oh yeah.
But I think me and Stacey were saying, I think those tears were also probably like at least half of those tears were stress, just completely stressed
100%.
over the situation. So, but yeah, she's not willing to murder for the throne, and which that's a huge aspect for her, because after 2 episodes ago, if you asked me, I would have said she is willing, because she pulls the knife on Rhaenyra. You know?
Oh yeah. No, I got it.
So I don't know. I feel like that was. It seemed like that was gonna be the standard for Alicent, that scene, but it looks like that was just one bad decision that they'd highlighted.
Yeah.
Which is what it seems like. Which I mean, not seems like. I think that's what it is. Yeah, she's not willing to kill them. I don't know under any circumstance, because through her, everything she's gonna do is now for Viserys. Whatever Viserys would have done is what she's gonna do.
Yep, I think so.
Which is awesome. So hopefully there's a wolf in the hen house of the Alicent of the High Towers, which is Alicent herself. But so then the third thing as well with Alicent is Rhaenys and her have the discussion. Alicent's trying to bring her to her side, and I want to get your thoughts on this as well after this. But Rhaenys is like, you're literally just fighting for a window in your cell for your womanhood, you know. Like, you're not trying to help yourself at all. You're just trying to help the men in your life. And Alicent kind of, she hears it, she takes it in, and she doesn't care. She is still willing. Yeah. So Rhaenys is stronger than Alicent in that aspect, as we see at the end of the episode. Rhaenys is a freaking Targaryen. We finally see that come through, as she's always seemed more like a motherly type, not really willing to do things. But yeah, her Targaryen fire and blood freaking pulls through. But before we get into that, which will be at the end, but what was I gonna say? Why is Rhaenys fighting for Rhaenyra?
As I think what we're seeing, so we'll talk about Rhaenys a little long at the very end.
Yeah.
Because I do want to ask about a few things with her on the end of it, but isn't it? It's seriously, to me, it's the High Towers versus the Targaryens versus the Valerians. You know, right? Isn't that the whole thing?
So you think it's just a matter of blood for her?
I think at this point, right? I don't see it being anything else.
Yeah.
Or do you? I don't.
No,
I don't think. I don't think she cares to be queen anymore. I don't think that's been an issue for her for a long time.
Yeah.
I think she's had a pretty dang good life in the. Oh my gosh, with Corlys and all that, you know.
Yeah. Just Mark.
I think she just wants to be with her family. And if she has to choose sides, I think she's definitely going to choose blood. Right? Because technically, I mean, Daemon and Rhaenyra are her blood, her family, her true-born family.
I guess her kids are still with Daemon.
Yeah.
So that's,
and she has her grandkids and all that junk.
Her grandchildren are with Daemon, so...
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think about that. But I was like...
Because there's no part of her family at the Red Keep, right?
No.
No one's married to anyone? Okay, so... That's the only thing that I could think of.
Well, the only thing I could think of are these two things. Now that you say it, her grandkids. I didn't think about the grandkids. And then also, it seems like she's pretty devout to Viserys, honestly.
Yeah, I think so,
for some reason. Too. I don't know. You know, she said she wishes she was on the throne back, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think she cares anymore.
No.
She feels like it's past her. But, like, back then, she did say she wanted it. And she felt like she deserved it. So for me, I just felt like part of it was Viserys, but then the other part of me was like, she just doesn't want to help them. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, no, it's...
She definitely, she fully believes Rhaenyra and Daemon killed her son, right?
Yeah.
So I have a hard time believing.
Which can you blame her?
No. All the evidence is there. It's surprising to me that she would help them because of them killing her son. And then Daemon was also not very somberful when her daughter died as well. So it's like, I don't know.
No, so that makes me... Okay, well, let's just talk about it. So at the very end, she obviously doesn't kill the Hightowers, right?
Yeah, too bad.
Okay, so with what you just said, there's a part of me that thinks she's going to be a double agent.
You think so?
She killed, I mean, if in her eyes, Daemon and freaking Rhaenyra killed her son, right?
Uh-huh.
The only thing I think keeping her there intact is, some of the blood, but is the granddaughters.
Okay. And
why wouldn't she just kill all the Hightowers and everyone in that 1 second and just be done with it? You know?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think she's a double agent. I don't think that she will betray the Targaryen name, but it wouldn't surprise me. That's all I'm going to say.
I was going to say next episode, we will fully, in the season finale, we will fully understand Rhaenys' situation.
I think so too.
Once we get in the teaser, we can talk about that, but yeah, we won't have to wait a full week to understand it. So we're good.
Yeah, and I also think it will be different because we still don't know if Corlys actually has died yet, right? So
no, we don't know.
So I think that's also going to play a difference too on what will happen, is if he does survive.
I
agree. I'm assuming he's going to be brought back up in the next episode, but
yeah. And then the last thing, the foot fetish with Alicent. So.
Okay, so did you get the picture I sent you and Mom?
Let me see.
I can't believe you guys didn't send me any comment on that.
Wait, so that GIF you sent was about that?
Very it's the guy from Mr. Deeds who loves feet.
That's hilarious.
That's all I pictured is that character. I like feet.
No, that was hilarious, dude. And I can't remember, what does she ask him to do again?
I don't know. That's what I was asking you. I've watched it a couple times. I'm still not. The whole thing was just him saying that there's little birds everywhere, right? And pointing out that her handmaiden's one of them.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay,
yeah, that's what it's about.
So after that whole sequence, it shows one of his little henchmen burning down a house.
Yes, that's what I want to ask you as well.
Whose house was it?
I don't know, dude.
See, I don't know either.
Is it the girl's house?
Well, I thought the girl would live in the flipping castle, right?
You're probably right, yeah. I don't know
who.
I was thinking it was Aemond, because Aemond wears the cape, the hood.
Well, I think that was one of his workers.
Oh, it was?
Because I thought the same thing. I thought it was Aemond as well, but then it looked like he had a mask or something on. So I kind of just, it was probably one of his workers doing the deed, you know.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know who it was killing, because I don't think, was it the house of the worm? The white worm? But you didn't talk about her.
We will. Right here. Right up next is the white worm. I feel like, wouldn't they have shown her face dying or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it'd be nice to see that. But, I guess then we can get the white worm, since we don't know the answer to that.
Yeah. No, go for it.
So, I expected her to be more like, what's the slut in Game of Thrones? What's her name? I want to say Tyra, but it's not Tyra.
No, it starts with an M, doesn't it?
M? Whatever, Tyrion's.
Muriel, the whore, right?
Yeah,
What are you
Tyrion's.
talking about?
Tyrion's whore.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
This whole
She's the
time,
worst to me.
yeah. This whole time, no, White Worm's way worse than her. So the White Worm, I kept thinking
just her accent.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the White Worm, but I expected her to have kind of the same arc as her from Tyrion's slut.
Yeah.
But it seems like she's actually going the good route, where she just wants freedom for the children and money for herself.
Well, okay, so that was my question to you. Do you think it really is what she wants?
I don't know. I mean, I have nothing to say against that.
I just don't understand why that's what she cares about.
Yeah.
Is taking care of the kids, make sure the kids are safe, whatever. That they get these.
You know? We don't know much about her, so.
Yeah.
I mean, she hardly talked in the first 2 episodes. I don't know. I'm not sure what she wants to money. I don't know. It's hard to say, man.
Yeah, I don't know. So I just looked it up. It was her house that was on fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm glad you looked it up. She must not be dead, because they would have showed it. She got out somehow. But
that whole thing surprised me too. See, that's what surprised me the most was that she really cared. She cared about money and then the kids, right? That was basically what it was about.
Yeah. She wanted money for them to give her Aegon back, and then she wants freedom for the children. Yeah.
See, I would have bet good money on the fact that I thought she was going to have a kid with Damon or something.
Yeah,
you know,
that would have been good.
So that whole thing just didn't make sense to me. Unless she's going to be a bigger part even more later on, if she's not dead.
Yeah. Like, what role will she play? It's just, I'm getting stupid season 6 vibes. Like,
oh, yeah.
Not necessarily, not that she's like the churchy vibe, but I think it's going to be a storyline in season 2, somewhat similar to that, where she's trying to get freedom for the kids, and it's going to be a storyline I just don't care about.
Yep.
Because looking back in Game of Thrones, the whole churchy crap was annoying to me. I didn't like it. That was probably one of my biggest things I didn't like from the show.
You talking about the sparrows?
Yeah.
The sparrows,
or the priest and his people, yeah.
Yep.
I did not like that. And I got the vibe that in season 2, that's going to be a role that's going to be playing in the King's Landing, and I just don't care about it. Sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
I hope she dies soon. So next up, we got her accent, which I have to say. So let's read this article real quick. So Mysaria, which is her name, speaks with an accent that some, including the outlet Decider, have likened to a Jamaican accent. Although House of the Dragon showrunner Ryan Condal has yet to comment on the accent, the Focus notes that Mysaria is from Lys, one of the 9 free cities of Essos. Lys is a mercantile city with wealthy inhabitants from all the trading and also known for its pillow houses and pleasure gardens. Author George R. R. Martin himself described her accent as musical, flowing, and liquid tongue. That is not accurate to what she's doing. However, fans of Game of Thrones have already met 2 characters from Lys, Lord Varys, a.k.a. the Spider, and Doria, Daenerys' handmaiden from season 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure she dies. How'd she die? I can't remember. But
isn't she the one that dies with the
rich people,
the black lord in the vault?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Oh yeah. She gets
in.
stuck in there with him.
Yeah.
Because she backstabbed him. She backstabbed him or something. Yep. What did she do to her? To Daenerys? She sold the dragons. She gave the dragons to people.
The dragon. I think it had to do with the dragon.
Oh, screw her, dude.
Stole him.
So the only similarities between Varys, Doria, and Mysaria are their shared backgrounds of being sold into slavery and their capabilities as spy masters. Doria, not so much, just that one thing. But Varys and Mysaria. Yet Mysaria is the only character who has an accent. So I think that's interesting, knowing their backstories. Like, it just feels so out of place. Like,
yeah.
And it's just a bad Jamaican accent. If she's trying to be Jamaican, if that's like her goal, it's a bad one.
I didn't get that at all.
No. Because I do see, like, musical, flowing, and liquid. I could see that being Jamaican, you know? like through his description.
If it's actually true Jamaican.
Yeah, if it's true Jamaican, like that makes
she
sense.
seems like she's trying so hard that it comes so false and weird.
She's actually a British actor.
Oh, okay.
So it's very fake.
Yeah.
And it's probably so her accent's the worst thing in the show. The lighting is the second worst thing. Nothing else is really that bad, honestly. And then if you took out the 2 scenes with nudity, this show is pretty freaking clean. Am I right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, it's like I'm kind of shocked.
I don't know about clean's the right word, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, you're right. It's not, yeah. Okay.
It's not as bad as it could be. Yeah, that's for sure.
Game of Thrones is worse, a lot worse. But I guess it's not. I guess we just had some guy jerking off to a foot. So,
what are you talking about? That's your Saturday afternoon.
Okay. Next up, we got. I'm gonna call him. This is my title, Aegon the Unfit. So he flees. So one of the strongest quotes in the episode was actually from, who was it? I can't remember. Whatever. They say, "You flee from what others die seeking." I thought that was cool. Giving some good backstory to him and how, like, just in life, people who grow up rich or people who grow up with like a parent who's famous, a lot of those people don't want the limelight. They want to get out of it. And he grew up rich and in King's Landing, in the castle, and with the heir. He wasn't the heir, but some people told him he was. So he kind of grew up with that responsibility, and he always wanted to run from it. So, and part of the way he acts the way he does, as you already said, Viserys did not love him, according to his eyes. He didn't respect him or didn't like the way he acted, which that makes complete sense. But he agrees. He doesn't really agree to go. He gets basically captured and taken and forced to go up in front of everyone. But once he sees Blackfire and the knife, that starts the ball rolling. He's like, "Oh, this is sick." And then when he stands in front of everyone, everyone's cheering. He gets really hyped now. So I feel like he's kind of attached to it just through the admiration from the people and like the physical. I mean, he's always been rich, so you wouldn't think it mattered too much. But for some reason, once he saw the knife, he kind of was. It seemed like he was drawn to it from that point in the carriage when he saw that knife. So again, what's gonna happen from this? I don't know. I just feel like he's just gonna be a bad king and make some bad choices that cause some problems for people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, she's seeing this. So a couple things with Alicent in this scene was she basically told him the hand is going to tell you need to attack Rhaenyra and Daemon.
Oh, that's huge. Yes.
And she's like, you need to promise me don't do that, And there's nothing said on Aegon's side, but I could see that being a big thing next season.
Oh, yes.
With him not listening to her wishes,
I'm so glad you brought that up. I forgot about that. That's humongous.
But then another thing, and I want to know what you thought when you saw it or when you heard it, was when Aegon was saying how Viserys didn't love me, blah, 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 going on a little pity party.
Yep.
And then he says, "Do you love me?" And then she smiles and says, "You imbecile." Yeah. Okay. So do you think she actually loves him?
Yes. She's just not a nurturing mother. So
okay,
that's what I think.
I got you.
She's never really been that nurturing. She's always been more of a slap to the butt than a kiss person.
Okay.
A slap to the cheek. So. So right before we leave wait. I guess then the last point I had is the Ascension Convention. So the king becoming the king. So very slow, powerful, beautiful, moving. I thought it was just really well made. It was just cool seeing how they used to make kings. Because back during Game of Thrones times, it was literally just in the throne room. Now they have that huge dragon building. and they're
Well,
all in
that's
there.
the dragon pit, and that's the coolest thing was in Game of Thrones. Remember season 8 where they all get together to talk about the White Walkers?
Yeah.
Seer, that's that building. That's supposed to be that building.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing's tiny.
Well, it's destroyed. You don't see much.
But the freaking you see where the building was. I mean, don't you see? Oh wait, are you saying that's like where the bottom part is, where the pit is?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I believe so. Yeah.
Because like the pit looks really small. Like that building's humongous.
That's the drag should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that building's destroyed, and that was supposed to be that because that's where they used to hold their big
dragons. Yeah.
Yeah. Console and all that stuff. But anyway.
But when you look from the landscape, when they're coming in from the water, the building's humongous.
Oh yeah.
Like what they have in Game of Thrones, I think is tiny. And they say like,
well, they had a third of the budget, fool.
I know. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. The Ascension convention. Not much else happens other than what we said.
Oh, yeah.
Except Rhaenys.
Kristen's now the frickin' King's Guard, which makes me mad.
Yep.
Which means he has more power, which makes me so angry.
He had that line.
But why does he have to? Why does? Because he put the crown on him, right?
Yeah.
Kristen.
Yeah.
Why does he do it?
I'm trying to remember who puts the crown on Joffrey.
I don't know.
Or Tommen.
I don't think it was the King's Guard though.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because they're like guarding him,
Okay.
Like you're my king and I guard you.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
I'll take that.
Yeah. But then Rhaenys, the fire and blood shines through. So she was perfectly willing to just kill all those people in there that she pushed up through. That's a lot of people.
But she wouldn't kill one evil king.
She killed a lot of people.
Or the Otto. At least kill Otto.
I feel like that scene just shows the Targaryens just don't care that much about people. Or like...
For common people. Heck no, who cares about
they don't
them?
care that much. They're Targaryens. They do what they want. They have dragons. But, fully willing to kill their thousands.
There's hundreds. There's hundreds.
Not thousands, probably hundreds. But, I mean, she wasn't... I mean, she all she was come up and kill people as she came up. She wasn't, like, burning them. So, she didn't want to kill people. But it was the only way to get the dragon out. Yeah, it was the only way to get the dragon out of there, I guess. Yeah. Because it was locked or whatever. But, let me think. Oh, yeah. So she has the dragon roar at Alicent and the king.
Oof.
And I have to know...
Alicent was ready to die, too. Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah. She got in front of him.
She thought that was going to happen.
As soon as the dragon comes up, she thought she was going to die, right? That's what you're saying?
Yep. Yeah.
So, I just can't wait for the next episode to understand what Rhaenys is thinking. She could have ended everything right there. Why wouldn't she have
just killed him?
Yeah. Every person on that freaking platform could have died.
So and that would have ended it.
It would have been so great for everyone. Like, no one up there is a good enough person. Alicent's the only person that deserves life, really.
Yeah.
Because it's just Cole, the Maester, Otto, her sons,
and the kids.
Yeah, the kids. So, but yeah, that scene was sick. So actually, before we get into the teaser, I thought Rhaenys was gonna die. During the scene where she got pulled away from the guard, and like this, the vibe of that scene, I felt like she's gonna die. Did you have that feeling?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a couple times I thought she might have died up in her room.
Oh yeah.
I honestly pictured Otto going up there and killing her.
Same.
Because it seemed like we were kind of going back and forth with two different wishes. You had Otto's wishes of just wanting to kill everyone, and then you had Alicent's wishes, who was more tactical. Hey, let's talk to him, give him options. Being the peaceful one. So I could have, every time something came up and we were seeing Otto and Alicent doing their own jam, I could have seen her die multiple times. But yeah, specifically when she got lost from, what was his name, Eric? There's two Erics in this dang episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, There's multiple times where I thought she was gonna die.
And I think
Just
we
to
also
get her dragon.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And I think we have a new coolest dragon.
I was gonna say that too. I think that.
I think she beats Damon's. Honestly,
I think so too.
it's pretty sick.
Damon's is too skinny and long.
Yeah.
It still looks cool.
No,
he has the coolest sounding so far.
Yeah.
I love Damon's
sound
of his dragon, but
it's kind of
hers.
Yeah, Damon's dragon reminds me like a Black Panther of the cat world.
Oh,
in terms of the sound.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not as like loud of a roar, but it's like more menacing.
Or scream. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I will say though, this show does really good production wise and everything, but when the dragon flies out the door, it looks a little off.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Like
it wasn't enough to piss me off.
No, it was good, but just a little, and it's fine. So the finale teaser next Sunday, 5 more days
on Dragon Ball Z.
Rhaenys flies to Runestone or Dragonstone. I'm not sure anymore what they are, and she's gonna aid Rhaenyra. She sits at the table with them, tells them what's happening. They pull up the map and they're gonna try to bring people together to be on their side for the war, basically.
Yep.
Because they know they're gonna have to fight for this. And it looks like many others are on her side as well, as they must lay siege to King's Landing. So this is the Civil War has now officially begun. It looks like from this teaser. And I mean, knowing we have 3 more seasons and with the Civil War just beginning, it makes complete sense because Game of Thrones we had literally 7 seasons of the same fight. Yeah. So they can make it happen. But yeah, I was glad to see because as soon as she flew out, you knew she was gonna fly to Rhaenyra, right? Or you had that thought?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so, she was gonna go tell on Alicent.
Which, I was thinking, actually, because they killed that guy who was gonna run to Rhaenyra. One of the lords was gonna go run to Rhaenyra and tell her. So Otto killed him, and I was like, are they going to stay out of the know of this for a while? But then I thought about Game of Thrones and how information's always passed along. I was like, there's no way they're not going to find out like really quickly.
No.
Because once the king's named, everyone will know in the in the kingdoms.
Good. Yeah.
So I was like, what's going to happen? But it's cool that Rhaenys is going to fly down there and start preparations. I think Daemon is going to be an absolute baller. And and the planning and just future seasons as well. Just he's not gonna let Rhaenyra die. He's gonna fight for his family. It's gonna be so freaking good. I literally, as soon as Rhaenys flew up in the dragon through the ground, I looked at Stacey and I said, "This is 20 times better than Rings of Power."
Yeah.
So good. But that's pretty much all I got, man.
Yeah, no, me too.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up those few things that I forgot because they're pretty important.
No, I think that's all I got.
Yeah. Well, Blackfire is cool. I know we've seen it before, but the sword's pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
Just Aegon's whole outfit and getup look awesome. Even though his outfit was sick, he's unfit. So... thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Yep.
Bless you. Have a good day.
Peace.